Yes, there's been previous videos that have dealt with the subject of democracy versus theocracy, but I thought it important in current affairs today to bring this back up in subject matter. So let's just re-clarify the difference between theocracy and democracy. I'm going to go to theocracy first, reason because it is the highest level of government. Theocracy, the rule of a state by God, government by a person or persons claiming to rule with divine authority. But we know basically it's ruled by God in its pure sense. So when we're dealing with, at least on the thought of being a Christian, which is the state of believers in Christ, it is of course ruled by Christ, who is the King anointed by the Father. So therefore, that particular government should never be confused with democracy. Man's type of government, democracy, works on an opposite concept. It works based on people voting or having a say on how things are going to operate. God doesn't ask you whether or not you want to believe the Ten Commandments or follow them. He demands it. They're called commandments. But they're commandments for people who place themselves in submission under God. So it'd be like a child, in the way today's society operates, telling its parent what to do. So it's a bunch of delinquents all thinking they have a say, but the rules have already been placed in this book for Christians to follow. So this is the rule book, the charter for theocracy. Whereas the charter that happens with all these other governments is a separate, and it's generally under the theme of democracy. So we're going to now go to democracy. And democracy basically starts off the people, a division of the people, to divide, government in which the people hold the ruling power, either directly or through elected representatives. Rule by the ruled, which is completely opposite from what we talked about theocracy, because God doesn't ask you to vote for him, elect him, agree with him. He demands those who are going to be under his sovereignty to obey. And that is it. It's that simple. Democracy, of course, you elect people to rule over you. And the only reason that could be is because you've moved away from something as pure and holistic as God. So now you want other people to act like a God over you. So you elect them into places of power. And then you expect them to do what is moral and right. Well, if they do not believe in God or this book, the Bible, well, then don't expect great results to come from them. So we want people to understand the separation between the two concepts of theocracy and democracy. But the next video that we're going to deal with is dealing with the charter.